I'm just used to looking at license plates because it became like a weird phenomenon of training to sort of control a situation from a long time ago. But that's quieted down. I mean, I was reading license plates like mad. It was totally crazy. But they could tell a story. I actually read a book called Strange Piece of Paradise by Terry Jens. I say that really quietly, Terry Jens, because we don't need our people coming in to mess up any progress we've made, should they be on the airwaves. So, but she did reveal in her book that she began reading license plates and saw them as, you know, like an omen or a message from the universe, a message from God. You know, the whole story is about her trying to find justice for something, a really heinous crime, with someone taking an axe, you know, to her and her roommate while they were on a bike trip in Oregon, trying to do a cross-country trip. And, you know, at some point in her life, she hit a wall and needed to, like, go back to the town where all this happened to try to, like, clear the air, if you will, so she could move forward. And in the book, she talks about, you know, passing cars, like, and they would have HNT, which happened. I see HNT everywhere, so hint or hunt, but she saw it as hint on license plates. So a lot of states use 3 letters, 3 numbers, although New Jersey uses 3 letters, or a letter, a number, and 3 letters. But if license plates could tell a story or send messages, they may or may not be helpful depending on what's going on. You could be sent on a wild goose chase. And it's like, well, what am I supposed to do with the car Lucky? You know, a little tiny Ford that has a fender bender. They don't look so lucky, you know what I mean? But in her case, the hint car made her feel better. And it seemed to lead the way to her finding another clue to at least resolve something in her mind regarding the attack that she and her roommate from way back in 1977 would experience or encounter. And 1977 in and of itself, you know, just because there's 2 sevens, and in fact we have a 777 South Broad here in Philadelphia, but the 2 sevens could even be seen as part of a pattern in history. In fact, Jimmy Carter was president from 77 to 81. So all kinds of things can go on. And, you know, anyway, that's me just blabbing away, jibber jabbering to that. Some good shoes here. Anyway. So speaking of blab, I've been watching a YouTube channel, husband and wife. They're Disney influencers, but they also live in California, and they had an apartment, you know, around Malibu. Theirs was spared, but their neighbors, not all of them so lucky. Like, they are kind of like in survivor's guilt right now. But they are called Best Life and Beyond. And if you were to, you know, put an acronym to that, it's Best Life, BLAB, you know, and beyond. So I was like, oh, it's like lab, you know, I'll have to use that in my video, because, you know, sometimes I can't help but talk. It's interesting. I was someone who never spoke. In fact, I was a very quiet child. I grew up not talking at all. That's very much characteristic of my ancestors, not big talkers. But because of what began in 2011, oddly, my throat muscles actually developed in like 2014, 15, 16. And I haven't been able to stop talking since. So, yeah, there's that. Every time I pass one of these things, they'll say, wait. And it's like I want to punch it, you know what I mean? Like, see if I can do it again.
Wait.
So, can you imagine, like, being told what to do by, like, actual robotic, you know, machines? It's like the self-checkout at Giant or wherever, and it's like, please place the item in the bagging area. Please place the item in the bagging area. And you're like, it's in the bagging area? You know, you're like fighting with the self-checkout woman. It's always a woman, right? So self-checkout at Rittenhouse and South Square are really sweet. These are sister grocery stores. and they're very sweet voices, and it's like, will you marry me? Self-checkout register lady at, you know, Rittenhouse Square and South Square. I wouldn't say that for CVS or Walgreens or Rite Aid or anywhere, you know, or Giant, you know. They're too bitchy for me. Like, I need sweet and nice, and don't you want to go home and feel comforted as opposed to being like scolded, you know what I mean? So that's my little joke that I usually tell about self-checkout. Targets is okay-ish, but the best are South Square and Rittenhouse Square. Because it's such a sweet voice. It's like a special software that they have. Like, thank you for shopping. It's so cute that it's like, oh, will you go out, you know, and have coffee with me? Self-checkout at South Square and Rittenhouse Square. Anyway, can we go, or we have to wait for this problem here? So here we go. Ambulance. I'll scoot along just in case. They only have like front doors or garage. So this is a major complex. Wow, it looks like Luna kind of. Oh, looks a little larger. From Brody that dude, and Brody's mom's name is Luna. Very red golden retriever. So 1001, I guess if you want to live here and have desk and commons area. Ugh, I'm gonna throw up. I wouldn't want to lease here. Have that. So they're trying to bring the 1980s back. This is what people look like when they're working. So this is Washington Avenue. So I thought I'd just take a trip down the side so you can see like the side of this building. It's next to the Rock School of Dance Education. But it's like Made Good. Have you seen that grocery brand, Made Good, like food? They're like protein bars or granola bars or whatever at Whole Foods. So like if you were able to convince someone who was higher up than you, like financially and or otherwise, to marry you, that would be like the big get or the big catch, you know, good catch. How much would that suck if you were referred to as a catch as opposed to, oh my gosh, I want to love my life, I want to share my life with this person. So I don't want to be a good catch for some. Yeah, I want it to be a mutual, like very respectful binding of two people together, not a catch. Like, I won big here in the lottery with this one, you know, and that's one way to have a loving relationship, I guess. Anyway, beautiful skyline here. I wish the camera could show you. It's closer up in person, and the city looks really good as the sun is setting tonight. So I'll run in here and grab two things that I can usually get at Giant, and not many other places. So have a good night. Thank you so much.